Howdy there, everybody. Tonight it's a rare Thursday night Facebook Live. But tonight was a special night because in a couple days we have a big show coming up for Northern Wrestling Federation. And I had to get one of our favorites on to kind of, let us know what's going to happen this weekend and kind of fill us in on what's been going on in his life. So, without further ado, I'm going to invite our guest on this evening. It's a gentleman who you all know, and you may not love him, but if you don't, you're pretty much a piece of crap, in my opinion. So we're going to be joined by Hollywood Adam Swayze here in a second to discuss his big match this weekend at Northern Wrestling Federation, and it should be a great night. If you joined us the last time we talked to Adam, Mr. Swayze, excuse me, he, was a spectacular interview, of course. He acted circles around me, even though I wasn't even trying to act. And, that's what he does. All these other actors, they're running around, they're doing this, they're doing that. Adam Swayze acts circles around these people. In our last interview, he mentioned that when he was a child, he would maybe do something he wasn't supposed to. But when his parents caught him, he would act his way out of the situation. And they had no clue. That's tremendous. And who knows, what other situations he can act his way in and out of. But it's going to be a spectacular show this weekend. Now, there he is.
Hello. It's me once again. Here we are, one more time.
Thank you so much for joining me. As I've said before, the thanks is obvious. And, I do want to mention that I really appreciate Roger Ruffin. I know that he's not your favorite person in the world, but he did help me this Christmas. I spent so much money on my Hollywood Adam Swayze t-shirt and having you on last time that I didn't have any money to buy gifts for my family. So Roger helped me out, and I really appreciate that.
I mean, that's what happens. I mean, the shirt's pretty good. I mean, it's a great shirt. Looks a lot better on me. I will say that it does look a lot better on me, but shirt still looks very good. So
yeah, it makes me look like less fat and less like a loser. It doesn't make me.
It does.
It doesn't make me look less bald, though. That's the only problem. We got to figure this out.
Now it only helps out the chest area, and that's about it. The stomach area, so
the torso, yeah. So, well,
Yeah.
Mr. Swayze, the last time you joined us, we covered all kinds of wonderful, things going on in your life. What have you been up to since last time we talked to you?
Well, as you may know, recently the Golden Globes happened. I was attending those, obviously. Why wouldn't I? And fell a little bit under the weather from partying and whatnot, Channing Tatum, Halle Berry, Halle Berry's house party was pretty nice. And so I've been kind of trying to recover from that, take some time off, so but
Okay.
that's pretty much what I've been up to. So within this week.
Things like the Golden Globes, the Academy Awards, obviously you're going to be in attendance. I think that sometimes some of your movies are so they're so artistic that sometimes they kind of go over the head of Hollywood a little bit, if that makes any sense to you, don't you think?
Oh, yes. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. There are a lot of times where people, they don't understand exactly where the direction of the character that they have given me. I tell them this isn't how it's supposed to be done. They don't like it, It's just it goes over their head because they don't have the Hollywood brains, so to say, that I do. So,
well, how is that Hollywood brain these days? Because I know last time we talked to you, between the last time we talked to you and now, you still have not selected a agent, and I know they must be beating down your door. We had this stupid son of a bitch Kirk Shepherd show up at NWF just to put what was this all about? He put on a restraining order against you? What is this bullshit?
So first of all, I had a lot of respect for Kirk Shepherd. And notice I said I had a lot of respect for Kirk Shepherd. He was nicknamed the manager of champions. He has a career in theater, in Broadway, in Hollywood. So I mean, it's almost perfect. It's a perfect match. Why wouldn't he want to be with me? I'm a star. I would give him so much money to represent me, to do all of my tasks and all of the things that are required as an agent. And this idiot turns down all of the money that I threw at him. He flushed it right down the drain, and then puts a restraining order on me, tells me to stop calling him, tells me to stop Snapchatting him, tells me to stop texting him, and he turns it down. He turns it down. I don't know if he just had bitter feelings, if he was jealous that I have a better career than him already. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was, but I do know this: he turned down a lot of money.
This Joker, I mean, he's hanging out at Disney World like some kind of fucking little kid or something like that. I mean, what is this bullshit? He didn't even go to Universal Studios where they make movies and stuff.
Exactly.
I think that Kirk Shepherd, has lost his way, and not only that, but he is he's making poor choices in his life that he's going to be sorry that he made. I know that your team of lawyers is obviously, already destroyed that stupid, whatever. I don't even know what the fuck you call it anymore. That thing.
The restraining order. It went away. As soon as he issued it, it was gone.
Absolutely, it was a trick, a magic trick of sorts. He was trying to wag the dog, so to speak, and it's just ridiculous. Well, speaking of champions, I know that I'm pretty sure. So we had a couple issues at Bone Crushers. I understand it got real fucking cold around this area. Which I know you're not used to. So
no, I've never seen snow, and then I fly in from California because I've got a big championship opportunity. I'm on the plane. As soon as we land, there's snow all over the place for whatever reason. It's negative 20 degrees outside. It's freezing cold. I get a call from Nate Pelly saying, "Hey, it's been canceled. We're having plumbing issues," which I think there was another reason behind that. It wasn't the plumbing issues. What I honestly believe that Titan decided to go backstage, play his little politics, because he knows that I'm going to beat him. He knows that I'm going to take the championship away from him, and he doesn't want to lose it. He just got it back from Nasty Russ. He doesn't want to almost, hey, well, see you later. As fast as he got it, it'll be taken just as fast.
Well, I mean, much like Hollywood, he's been cast in this role as the champion, and you're going to come along and you're going to steal that spot, just like you've done all these amazing roles from all these, so-called actors, all over the world. So, whether it's in Tibet, whether it's in, Indonesia, whether it's in California and Hollywood, or in Bollywood, or in Elmwood Place, Ohio, or Wilmington, Ohio, Adam Swayze is going to steal that spot, right?
Exactly. I'm the star. I've made the Northern Wrestling Federation so much money ever since I stepped foot into their rings. And, I mean, they can't thank me enough. And, I mean, They say thank you, and they, put me up here with Titan, and then I'm about to beat him, and what does Titan do? He's got to take his championship, hit me over the head with it. He's got to get Kirk Shepherd involved. He's got to do all of these things just to barely hold on to it, and It's very frustrating.
Too much for one man to handle, especially a man like yourself who does the work of 20 men. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And not only that, but this so-called champion, Titan. I mean, he's not even that big. I mean, why is he called the Titan? Get out of here with this.
Beats me.
That's
I got
ridiculous.
no idea.
Now, a couple other things that we've seen go on is that, it Hits in Covington, which I know you guys are going to be returning to Hits in Covington, mainly due to you and your performance down there. Right, obviously. I mean, I know that for a fact. But not only that, but you also were at Primetime Wrestling as well. And, we saw you came out at Primetime Wrestling. You said you would answer a challenge to anyone except for one guy, Larry D, because he's supposedly he's legendary or whatever. But we've already discussed it. What the hell's he done? They decided fucking Dale Bass, just decides to go ahead and book you in this match versus Larry D. What does Larry D have against you, and why does he hate Hollywood so much?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's because I look better than him. I guess it's because I'm smarter than him. I mean, I've got more money than him. But obviously it's jealousy. But for whatever reason, I go out there. I say I will give an open casting call to anybody that wants a shot except for Larry D. He's already legendary. He's apparently already made his name and everything, so it's fine. And then out comes Larry D. You got Dale Bass sitting there saying you said anyone, which I didn't say anyone. I said anyone but Larry D. And then Larry D offers Dale Bass to get in the ring. It pretty much turns into practically a 4-on-1 handicap match because Larry D is the size of two grown men. I gotta worry about Dale Bass in his corner. I gotta worry about Larry D. Then I gotta worry about Larry D's son on the outside. You saw it. You were sitting right there. His son tried to hit me.
It's absolutely
multiple times.
It's true. That would have been assault. That also could have cost Larry D his Kentucky license. That could have cost PTW their operating license, and that could have shut down Primetime Wrestling for good. That was some bullshit, and I blame Dale Bass. I think that Dale Bass does a lot of drugs, and I think that he needs to knock it off a little bit. What do you think?
I mean, all I know is that when I talk, Dale Bass needs to listen and understand that when I say anyone but Larry D, that means anyone but Larry D.
Dale Bass, sometimes when Larry comes out, he'll just start a Larry chant. And he does it with, the microphone down by his side, and he's like, Larry. It's fucking bullshit. It's like total favoritism. We have got to get to the bottom at some point of this Dale Bass character. He's out there running around doing tons of drugs. I hear he likes muscly chicks. I don't know. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on with this guy. But bottom line is that he screwed you. You didn't, screw yourself, as like Vince McMahon would say. That's absurd. Well, we got this big show coming up, and this is in Wilmington, Ohio, which is basically the armpit of the earth. It's a terrible place. It's a place where DHL, which is a shitty company anyway, was so unhappy with their hub up there that they moved to northern Kentucky. So that's how terrible this place is. No one has a job. No one has a home. They've all been foreclosed on and evicted. And unfortunately, you have to drag yourself up to Wilmington, Ohio. I know there's a airport in Dayton, so it's not that far away. At least I don't know if your private jet can land in the field up there or something like that. I mean, what are we going to do here?
No, it's taken straight to the airport. And then I got to deal with, customs and all this other stuff. And it's a hassle that now I have to deal with because, I had to let her go. So, but
it's ridiculous. Well, anyway, so we have affectionately referred to these jaunts up to Wilmington as barn wrestling. and I've seen you wrestle in a barn twice. It was disgraceful. It was disrespectful, and it made me feel dirty. So I just was wondering. Now you guys are out of the barn. You're actually in a actual freestanding building made of wood and concrete. If I'm correct, is that right?
I believe so. I don't pay too much attention to the building I'm in. Just show up, do what I need to do, get out of there because I'm a very busy man. I don't like to waste time. I got way too much stuff going on. So the faster I can get in and get out, the better.
Well, building materials and things like that are something that a blue-collar mind like myself would consider, not someone who, a pink-collar, in your case, I guess. But that's tremendous. Well, now, I did ask you last time when we're going to see you direct, and I asked you about other roles. Do we have anything coming up? I mean, at the time you didn't have any irons in the fire, but I can't believe that between then and now you haven't, picked up a couple leads.
I mean, I've had auditions and, there's just something about the people that I just don't like, and I don't want to associate myself with them because, I'm way up here and they're, way down there. So, but I mean, that's about it. I mean, I'm going around just enjoying my time, It's pretty hard. I got a lot of stuff to manage now that I'm unfortunately by myself. So, I got a lot of stuff to manage.
Well, I feel like that there's a lot of unfinished business for yourself. I mean, you finished your business with Christopher Michael Lotus. That's finished. You're clearly the better man.
Yeah.
You have this stuff going on with Titan, but there's Kirk Shepard floating around there. There's this business with your manager or agent. There's this business with Larry D. I mean, you have a lot of stuff going on in the pro wrestling world. I find it really hard to believe that you don't have anything going on in Hollywood.
Well, I mean, it's because I got so much stuff going on with the wrestling world. I mean, I got to worry about Larry D, who's already a big enough threat as it is. I mean, you've seen him in person. He's huge.
He fucked my mom.
I mean, that's on you and him. That's not on me. But
that's not on me, brother. Come on.
I mean, hey, I don't know. But I also got this stuff with Titan. I was supposed to have my championship match where if he got himself disqualified, he would lose that championship. That got canceled. The next one got canceled. So I don't know if we're just going to keep pushing it back because I know I'm not wrestling him in Wilmington.
Oh, you aren't?
Of the backstage politics. Titan wants to wrestle Brody Cormack instead of me. Why? Because Titan knows that I'm going to beat him.
No shit. So he is dodging you. And okay, so
Exactly.
let's get this straight. So you have busted your ass. You've worked harder than any man has ever worked in the history of the world. And not only that, but if there was a word that meant deserve, like times 10, that's what we would use maybe to describe your deservedness at that NWF title. And, like I said, you've worked so hard to get there. And now this guy's dodging you. I mean, I think he's right now. The Titan is somewhere eating a crappy steak at Applebee's and drinking beer at Applebee's at a terrible restaurant that no one should ever eat at. Everything's frozen. It's awful. What did you have for dinner?
I haven't eaten yet. I haven't eaten. That's how busy I am right now.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Doing all this stuff. I mean, you eat when you can, right?
And you made time for me?
I mean, hey, be lucky.
Be
lucky.
You go follow the money, right? Well,
yeah, exactly.
Well, what does Adam Swayze, Hollywood Adam Swayze, excuse me, or Mr. Swayze, what does he eat on a regular basis? This red meat, ale mixture that the Titan is kind of working in his regiment. I think that's kind of low class. and I think that someone like yourself probably eats something better. What do you normally have for dinner?
I almost 99% of the time I like to go out, fancy places, cost a lot of money. People like you and the people watching, obviously, they can't afford it. Go out to places like that. Really treat myself well around the streets of Hollywood. So,
Have you ever? Now I know that Jean Robert is probably on retainer for you. So he's a big time chef around the area. Is he doing good? I see that we have a gentleman chiming in there on the chat, claiming that you eat poop. That's just childish. I mean, what are we doing here?
yeah, people are very immature. So
That is a fact, my friend. And I have never at one point ever in my life acted immature, said anything immature, made an immature joke. That's not what I do. That's not what I'm about. And I know that's not what you're about either. But speaking of things that that are kind of going on in your life now, we have yet to see this commercial that you filmed air. I know that you have told us that you didn't film this commercial. I don't know. Can we get to the bottom of this?
the commercial doesn't exist. I don't do TV commercials. I don't do anything that's not movies.
Okay. Well, at a recent show, I had brought with me, the brand of cream that, I had heard that you were promoting, and I want to support you in every way I can. So I really, really was hoping to get you to sign the hemorrhoid cream that I brought with me. Well,
Do you really think I'd sign hemorrhoid cream? Do you really think that's what I would do? You decided to bring that to a show in front of the critics, in front of all the critics, and you tried to embarrass me. That's what you tried to do. And then what did you do? You didn't keep it to yourself. You didn't pull me aside after the show or anything like that. Instead, you handed it to that loser, that paper champion Titan. And what did he do? He took it and he threw it right at me. I don't associate my stuff with hemorrhoid cream. I don't touch that stuff. I don't use it. I don't do anything like that. If you're wanting to put me on this show to embarrass me, then plain and simple, Drew, Drucifer, Andy, Gary, whoever you are this week, goodbye. Thank you for the free publicity that I don't need because I'm already famous, that you need. You're welcome for the extra money. Goodbye.
looks like that I pissed Adam Swayze off. I guess that's kind of what happens when you try to support your heroes, and maybe I shouldn't try to associate with him. I don't know, man. So I'm really sorry, guys. Unfortunately, Adam Swayze has left the interview, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But I feel like that it's going to be a long time, and it's going to take a lot of money before I can get him back on here. So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Check out NWF at Wilmington, Barn Wrestling 3 coming up. So that's going to be tremendous, and I can't wait to see everybody up there. Johnny Suede will be in the house, who apparently is a guy, and there'll be lots of other folks, all the NWF stars that you have come to know. And next Monday, I'll have another guest, a little less Hollywood, a little more tough guy, and it's something that I'll start promoting here soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night, okay?